Well, it's time for another stop here on the BullShooter World Tour. We're over here on the West Coast this time in Seattle, Washington. Gordon Dixon here with me. How you doing?
It's been a while. I'm excited to get back out on the tour. Haven't been to the left coast in quite a while. I think maybe a family wedding or something the last time. But no, excited to be back here. And from my understanding, Seattle hasn't seen some BullShooter attention in a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been this far on the coast, right? When we've done Washington stops in the past, it's always been kind of closer to that Pasco County area, closer to the Idaho border area. So it's really cool to be over here in a beautiful city with the fun activities. I got to go over to the Pike Place Market last night, watch some fish being tossed, and now I'm excited to see some darts being tossed.
Yeah, no, exciting to be back on tour. Excited to see the level play. Exciting news also by popular demand, women's singles.
Yeah, to have women's singles and then also have the open singles, and you get the best of both worlds. You can choose either one. You can't do both, sorry, but you can do one or the other. I think it's really cool so we can still focus on highlighting that women's game. And clearly there was a clear demand that I'm excited to be able to see the women duke it out, but also to still have that level-based competition as well.
Yeah, and we got lucky. We have an accidental entry, Miss Kelly.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about Sally Kelly? You have a lot of experience with the CDC and everything with her.
Yeah, no, she does a lot of the production, helps out with the production of the CDC. So I've enjoyed many a cigar with Sally. I'm excited to see her here and compete. Out visiting, I think, her sister, and didn't even know this was going on. So it's always interesting when those kind of plans come together like that.
Well, of course, Sally Kelly, too, we're kind of watching that women's bracket. Looking at the open bracket with the early entries right now, you got Jeff Springer Jr., Kevin Luke, John Husman, Christian Broussard. There's some tough names in there.
Yeah, no, obviously Luke is the one that sticks out. He's kind of a poster boy at this point for BullShooter after winning the Invitational. But Jeff Springer is going to be a handful, very, very quality player, no matter if he's on a steel board or a soft board.
Well, let's go ahead and find out what's going to happen here for our first night of coverage in Seattle, Washington. Folks, let's go ahead and get right into the action.
Right behind this wall.
Right here, over there. Welcome back, everybody, to our coverage here of the BullShooter 40th World Tour. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by Gordon Dixon, the commentary booth for the Seattle, Washington stop of the tour. Gordon, it's a pleasure to be back on the mic with you.
Yeah, joining this first round match. Not the biggest field that we're going to see throughout the year, but definitely still pretty thick there. We were talking about it in the opener. This level one is going to be well contested.
Yeah, there's going to be some great names, some great action going on. Of course, you see our, right now, reigning champion of the Invitational shootout here, Luca Mania himself, Kevin Luke on the dartboard, taking on Edson Reyes, a gentleman I'm not as familiar with, but admittedly had darts to win leg number one.
Yeah, I honestly probably should have won leg number one, but Kevin able to overcome. And decent standard here in the second, but Kevin Luke with that big 9 mark in the previous round really kind of setting the tone here for going up 2-0.
Yeah, and that's exactly where he's going to find himself. He had a 3-0 win to start off this campaign against Niels Nelson. Edson Reyes beat the crap out of Bai.
Yeah, also great to see Niels' former colleague with the other productions that I've been a part of, and glad to see him on the board. It was always kind of behind a computer screen and punching the buttons, so good to see him out playing.
I can relate to that mentality right there. So as we find ourselves with a 2-0 lead now for Mr. Luke to try to get himself into a good side, top 4 spot on the winner's side is where he is fishing to find. Jeff Springer securing that spot, waiting on the winner of Josh Sterling or Carson Brinson. John Husman currently taking on Damian Almaguer.
Don't look at me. Well done. Yes. Nailed it.
Close enough?
Yep. Nailed it. Yeah, no, kind of dumb luck. It's shaping up. We're going to have a pretty good semifinal here in the winner's side. And then a potential kind of the final that you would expect. Potentially, they still need to get there, but with Luke and Springer in the final, set up that way. They're at least in different halves of the bracket.
Now, let's also mention this. We have our 4 levels that we saw in Florida here, the open singles, and we also have the addition of a single ladies level here as well, where we get to see the women duke it out. Ooh, ladies! I think it's a nice little, compromise, right? You get to see that women's action. The women get the option to play in the open or have their own exclusive bracket as well. I think it's really fun to be able to see the diversity of talents on the board that way.
Good last there from Kevin. Edson needs to find a couple of troubles here.
An important turn, you have to make sure you hold control because this is an all or nothing kind of moment. And fortunately, nothing is showing its head. And does find that last hard trip, but Kevin only needs a 3 mark now.
Yeah, not at all how Edson would have drawn that up. Kevin Luke has been pretty clinical in these spots. Does not snag the 20, so really could pile in the points here. But again, 2 playgrounds to deal with, even if he does that. So good spot for Kevin regardless, and only a single 20 is going to really hurt.
Yeah, you see the 9-point differential here. It's not going to push Kevin Luke away. He can grab 2 20s in a single and be fine. He's going to grab more than that. He's going for all of it. And he doesn't even consider going back to the points there. He's putting a little bit of a I'm up 2-0, you do the work kind of strategy.
Yep. And what a spot to do it. It's again, just kind of speaks to the maturity of Kevin Luke. Knows what he can get away with. Picks his spots.
You know, you can criticize Kevin Luke for his scooter driving ability, his shenanigans in between, but very rarely have I ever found myself questioning his strategy and shot selection.
I mean he's a good counter. I would completely agree with that.
If we're already agreeing this early, it's going to be a great weekend here in Seattle, Washington.
I can't believe it's what, an 8:04.
Yeah, I will say, if you're watching on the East Coast, thanks for staying up late as we're over here on the West Coast. If you're watching on the West Coast, hello.
Yeah, I got me a little Naparoonskis.
The official term.
See if I can stay up long enough to see some of these tournaments come to an end.
Well, I know we are having fun adjusting to the time zones here, but so far, I mean, it's been a great time in Seattle. Great people, great energy out there in the Dart Hall, and some wonderful talents that are going to be showing their face. As right now, we're going over to a women's top 4 matchup, and this should be a good one here, as it's currently 1-0 in the favor of Rhonda Mader over Mesa. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one will play out. And let me tell you, Rhonda had a little double trouble at the end of the leg, but it was a very convincing leg. I saw a high ton in there and some extra pizzazz and sparkles on the dartboard.
Okay. Yeah, not familiar with either of these ladies, so we'll get to know them a little bit as they work around the board. Mesa looks like pretty good lead here in the second leg. Now the women are playing 2 out of 3, so a little bit quicker of a match here.
And currently sitting in that other top 4 position, you have Sally Kelly waiting on the winner of Yelena Husman and Jolyn Huffleman.
Yes, that's nailed it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, all these tough ones. You're like the guy that says all the weird names now.
I had recently rewatched some old matches and live streams from years past where I saw Will really butcher some, and it's given me a newfound confidence that I could do better. So far, looking though, Mesa looking very strong in the foundation. Finds at Big Trip 17 on the last, and unlike the 0-1 game where it was pretty much one-way traffic up until the double trouble, where Mesa lost sitting on 40, and the double 1 was checked out by Rhonda. And vice versa. It really does seem like Mesa's found a good rhythm so far, averaging right in the mid-threes.
Yeah, a little punchy with her throw. I would like to see a little bit better follow through, but certainly accurate.
You can see a little hop right as that dart releases there from Rhonda. Always so tricky. And you see that a little bit more with the ladies' game, I think, in general, with the extra body movement, I feel like, is a little bit more commonplace.
Oh, but look at this. Moving around the board well. Doesn't connect with the last, but job done. 16's closed, 51 points. Can't miss doubles in cricket.
Exactly right. And this is a good spot to find yourself in because it's a reset. You had a tough loss in the leg number 1, sitting on a double. You're now doing a really strong performance in Mesa's case for leg number 2. It's a mental reset going into the diddle of leg number 3. Assuming it gets closed up here, it's still entirely possible. Rhonda can hit one big turn and completely flip the script. So let us know, folks. Who are you watching for? Who are you cheering along with? I'm excited to be bringing you the coverage here. I know Gordon is as well. But look at this. We talked about it. How about that? Our first 9 mark of the live stream, and it's brought to you by Rhonda.
Rhonda made her filling it up.
Made her money's worth.
Hey.
Thank you. I'll be here all weekend. Did drop the links in chat for you guys to be able to follow along with the brackets here for the women's and the levels as well.
Oh, not quite able to reproduce it.
But all of a sudden, she is in a way more advantageous position than she could have expected at this point in the leg.
Well, yeah, continuing to make Mesa work, but she's doing a good job sticking in there. You see the averages really come together here. Rhonda now out-averaging Mesa.
Hugs the wire until that last one got away. And chance for Mesa to clean up. And this is exactly where you need to be calculated and disciplined. Not too aggressive with the dart. A big old single there. Try to stay true. And does do so. Clinical close.
The best chat in the business letting us know. Rhonda, a beast from Lewiston, Idaho.
Gordon doesn't say that to just any chat. I'll tell you. He means it. He likes you guys.
Yeah, no, I don't say that every stream.
I've never
No.
once.
All right, 3 bulls away. Taking us to a decider. Oh, just outside, but should be enough.
I mean, double would be a heck of a way for this to flip the script. Not going to be on these cards, though. Yeah, now Mesa just 1 bull needed, but I always hate when you need 1 bull to close the cricket league going into the diddle. I feel like I wasted my 1 good bull on closing out the game. Maybe that's a little mental shenanigans.
If you
for me.
think you only got 1 good bull in you,
That's why
I don't know how
Gordon.
you won the cricket beforehand.
That's why I'm in the booth, okay?
It's a mindset, people.
Darts is a state of mind.
All right. Ooh, Rhonda left it wide open. Gotta think Mesa coming off the corks. She's not proud of it, but she'll take it.
Yeah, if it works, right? And that's exactly the position it is. So now getting reset for this last leg here, 501, open in, double out. Fat Bull is going to be the format. See who will guarantee their spot in the seat match. Go up against either Sally Kelly, Yelena Husman, or Jolene. Going 20s on the open there instead of the bulls.
I was just going to ask, did I miss where you said it was split bull?
Yeah, no, interesting decision. We'll see if it gets punished by Rhonda. If she collects even just one bull, it feels like a punishment. And there, she collects two. And we say it time and time again, unless you're playing at the highest of octane games, two bulls around gets you a lot of favors in a format like this.
This is just a blunder. I mean, the way she was just hitting the bull previously, plus she has the start, or had the start, I should say.
Yeah, you have the start, you have the advantage, and it's bigger than the triple 20. I will say when we were watching the first leg, I was more so paying to the scoreline than the actual shot selection, but there she does switch to the bull. You saw the eyes flutter and then switches back up for the 20. But admittedly, when we were looking at it, Mesa actually, again, was on the outside looking in. Double trouble got her back in. So I wonder if it's just not typically a fat ball player, maybe a more steel tip centric player.
Yeah, but even you have to play the format that you're looking at.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now Rhonda's going to be in a position here with the separation to be the first one at the finish. Going second, she's going to be very happy about that. One bull will guarantee that to be your fate. Of course, you want to leave a little better than this. If you get one more to leave 91, she cannot. 135, so now Mesa does need, whatever she does aim at, she needs to hit a ton plus here. You're looking for a minimum of 121 because, again, it is a double out format.
And then switches to the bull after she needs two treble 20s to leave a finish.
The math is already upsetting Gordon.
It's just unfortunate that you see somebody had a real shot here to get through and just kind of a tactical error. May not even get down to a finish before Rhonda takes this out. And this is true double, so outer ring.
Yes.
Oh, already down to 4, so.
And she will be back. And will she be back with a vengeance is the question. Mesa has to find some inspiration here to be able to save this leg. Coming up next, by the way, Yelena Husman and Sally Kelly, who will play the winner of this. These are the favors that we talked about, though. This is the what we saw a little bit in the first leg. Double trouble led to a potential comeback that was squandered just shy. And there it is. You can see the hug real quick there between the opponents, but Rhonda just gets it done. And unfortunate, again, strategy from Mesa there at the end, because frankly, she had every right to be in this match. In that last leg, she showed the right stuff, but just doesn't quite work the way you wanted it to with the shot selection she chose.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her come back through. Just her accuracy seemed to be there. Just a little bit better shot selections. We'll get our first look at Sally Kelly. And who did you say won that other quarter?
Yelena Husman, my favorite of the Husmans. I will say that. Take that, John.
The better Husman.
Of course, we do have a wonderful room of action going on out here. So we're going to take a quick moment here. We're just waiting on Yelena Husman and Sally Kelly to get to the board. Also coming up as well, Jeff Springer taking on Josh Sterling on our other top 4 matchup on the other board. And then afterwards, we will get that women's queen seat. We'll also get Kevin Luke versus John Husman. Both Husmans making top 4 runs. There's a lot of great storylines developing here early on, folks. Nick DeShera, Gordon Dixon bringing you this coverage. Hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and we'll be back in just a moment's time. And now time for another great matchup after that brief intermission. We have Sally Kelly taking on Yelena Husman in what should be a great matchup to see who will be joining Miss Rhonda here in the Queen Seat matchup. Gordon, what are your thoughts on this one?
Excited to see Sally in good form. She's been playing a lot of events, to be honest, and has some good showing. I'm not as familiar with this Husman, but I can only imagine going back to playing her husband for years.
Yeah, it's you see that sometimes, right? You see these power couples in darts where one sharpens the other. I always think of the Thaxtons as my example as one of those. But you're absolutely right. Sally Kelly here, a very interesting threat, right? She was literally on a plane coming out here to visit family, had no darts on her mind, which is very rare for Sally Kelly, and then found out about this tournament going on over here thanks to Kevin Luke on Facebook and said, you know what, I'll just go over and play singles, see what happens. And let me tell you, that's like dropping a bomb into the bracket. She's an absolute threat on the dartboard, but I talked with her back at Cherry Bomb earlier this year in June, and she said that she's been facing a little adversity with her dart game. She's not too happy with how it's been feeling as of late, so I'm curious to see the results that she'll produce.
Well, she's got a good stroke, so it's one of those, like, as long as you stick with it, it should come around. It's we already talked about it earlier. It's kind of a mental game, and sometimes that is the most difficult portion of it. The actual arm motion is relatively straightforward, no pun intended.
Pun was slightly intended, just a little bit.
It was
right?
slightly intended. I would argue that darts is always on her mind. Like, very few people, well, no. Very few non-dart players would ever fly into a city and go, I wonder if they have a dart tournament.
That's fair.
So I'm sure she didn't expect to see a BullShooter regional on the other end of the flight, but probably more looking for a blind draw or something along those lines. But yeah, it's always good to have these little surprises come out. She's going to be first to a finish here with the start in this leg.
And Yelena, I have watched her on stream, I believe once when it was one of those like PPD All-Star remote streams. So I seen her play on a triples team as the anchor position player. I'm curious to see how she will dictate it in a singles-based pacing.
Well, both with a little work to do here.
It might not be true double out. If she won treble 16 for bulls, that's the shot she was aiming for. I don't see it says true double out on the board. So yeah, it looks like the bull is in play for this finishing.
Well, we'll see if she finds it, if it's a winner, or is it an automatic loss?
No, it's a bust.
It's a bust.
Freeze is
Okay.
the only automatic loss.
Fair enough.
Good last start there from Yelena. Puts a lot of pressure on this 70. 20 for bull, trip 10 for tops. A couple other routes. Now going to the 17s. And the bull. And it does go for Sally the Incredible Kelly.
It was that Golden Bull warm-up I had her do.
Yeah, you got a chance to talk with her a little bit during a game of Golden Bull that we filmed. Give us a little preview into how that conversation went.
It went super easy. I mean, I said in the opener there that hung out with Sally a couple of times, but no, I didn't know the whole story. Her being married to Dave Kelly, one of the first WDC North American players. That's the precursor to the PDC. Go on YouTube, you can find the whole story. But anyways, hearing her story of actually growing up, because I started out by asking her about soft tip and what she was familiar with, or if she played a whole lot. Come to find out, she's a Indiana girl. That's all she knew. Actually, formerly worked as some type of a sales element.
Liaison of some kind.
Yep,
She's
for
self-described.
arachnid. And that's where she ultimately found Dave Kelly, her late husband, and the rest is history. I'll let the interview during her playing Golden Bowl to kind of flesh the rest of that out. She had a very interesting additional person at one of their first dates.
Oh,
I'll kind of give a little teaser there.
That was my father, Dominic Teixeira. That's not the answer, by the way. And, going back to Yelena here, Yelena, married to John, is when you're in a relationship with a dart player that is, has notoriety, John's been around, he's been a long-standing player, took a break for a while there for like a 10-year period and got back into the mix, but he's well known. I'm sure, obviously, while the local community knows Yelena, it's one of those things where you want to be known on your own. You don't want to be known as like someone else's significant other, someone else's friend. You want to be known as your own player. And getting to this point in the bracket, she's had a very great run so far to try to help differentiate herself in this crowd.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure she's won events before, but this would be one that I'm sure she would have her eye on, especially given just the size of the bracket and kind of being close to home for them.
And it's a good time to mention this. We went ahead and locked in all of our qualification routes for the next invitational shootout. So it's going to be following parity to last year, with some minor tweaks with the format leveled play changes. So top 4 finishers in the ladies singles, level 1 will get invites. Same thing for level 2 or level 1 of the open. Top 4 will get invites. First place for level 2 will also get an invite as well, kind of following parity with the first place invites from the amateur bracket we saw last year. Nothing for 3 and 4. And then for the doubles, it'll be the same thing.
Oh, there's a big shot from Yelena. 6 mark on that 17. Put some pressure on Sally.
But it makes it very interesting, right? We have a little bit of a lighter field. So in those spots, it doesn't fluctuate based on participation bracket size. So, getting some wins here, if you win this matchup, you guarantee that qualification.
And conversely, you lose, you've got 2 more matches to go.
Only one. You only got to get top 4 if you lose right here. One day you'll know how to run a tournament.
Oh, yeah. Double elimination.
You got your tournament coming up here real soon, don't you?
I do.
One of my favorites.
Buckeye Open. I'll say it. I'm shameless.
You can say it. When is it?
It is December 11th and 12th. And if that's a Thursday and a Friday, then I'm wrong, and it's December 12th and 13th. It's December 12th and 13th.
That's amazing.
I as soon as I said it, because the problem is, like, I booked the same weekend, so I have 3 years of those dates in my head. So I always forget which 2 days. But no, great tournament. 16K over 2 days.
Yeah, again, one of my favorites, especially on the steel side, that I've ever got a chance to play in. If I didn't have an event that same time, I would be going. But here, Yelena closes up those 15s. As the lead going into the Bulls here, we might be going the distance in this one.
Yeah, that shot on the 17s really turned this this leg on its head. You can tell body language-wise, Sally just a little frustrated here. Not able to find anything. So 3 bulls.
Not a bad spot. Seems inviting, but just outlining the outside. It does go for the cover on the last. These end of leg bowls, there are no guarantees, especially like right now. You're seeing the mid 2 average range. I like this from Sally. Just go for the intentional close, kind of force a run down, and hope the pressure kind of plays a factor. Still got a lot of work to do, admittedly. 2 to close and 3 to get up, so 5-3 on the bull race now. On the cleanup, her last leg decider, Yelena.
Oh,
This is your opportunity you afforded yourself by making sure that 17 was closed. Golden Bull?
not going to be golden. How about a bronze? A bronze bull?
Sounds like a cocktail. Bronze Bull and a Moscow Mule.
I see James in the chat here shouting out Sioux Falls, Alan Gray. Was actually out there talking with Alan when we were recording some of the opener stuff. Both his boys are playing this weekend.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
A couple youth players in the mix.
yeah. I think 14 and 8, maybe 14 and 10. But no, good strokes. Excited to see where they land. Playing in the singles, and then they're playing doubles together as well. So
That's awesome. No, I love that. I love when that's why probably my definitive favorite thing about the BullShooter tour is the fact that anybody can play, including the youth players, barring location-based restrictions, which has happened only once. I love being able to see them participate, be able to get into the mix. It's what brings that next generation of dart players around. But here we go. One leg of 501, 2 to side, and it looks like Sally does have the start in that very close diddle. And a handshake there. Not even a fist bump, a handshake.
how about that?
Powerful.
Won the first relatively straightforward. We'll see. She can stay on those bulls to do it again, and not the best open.
Yeah, first one hung quite low or quite high and awkward position. Honestly, wouldn't have minded a shift, especially considering she's throwing with darts that she's never thrown before, right? She bought these out here, doesn't have any dart clothes on her that she normally has a full dart outfits. She doesn't have her equipment on her, so she's throwing with new barrels. If I have anything that could be a blocker, because usually if I'm throwing a new dart, I will be quick to shift around because I'm not as comfortable. I don't know exactly how I can punch through in certain spots.
Oh, what a turn. Follows up with 2 bulls.
Yelena needs to get something going right now. She's kind of having a little bit of a laugh based off the first 2 darts, but she needs to course correct pretty quick. Again, 2 bulls is brutal in this format. Look at this.
Oh. Thought she was going to fill it up that time, but again, 2 bulls. Pretty good lead here. And if Yelena fills it up, which she might do. Oh, just outside.
But of course, with the finishing, it always gets a little tricky. You can't count anything at this point yet. Of course, you're going to strongly favor Sally just considering the position if she leaves the finish here. It is an if now. Does not. So Yelena can take this as a moment of a saving grace. Now, you still have to get creative on your shot selection if you want to leave a finish on this turn. 180 would leave 158. Probably would just play for the hat trick myself and just get myself in striking distance.
And again, a great shot coming down the line. Yelena continuing to put herself in good spots late in legs. Coming from behind in the last cricket leg. Sally does leave Pretty straightforward finish.
Yelena seems to have figured out where the middle is. It's adjusted completely different from earlier. And there does find the hat trick and now puts pressure on this 111 to go.
Loved watching John's reaction there over her shoulder. Oh, can she do it? What a shot.
Oh! It just doesn't quite go. One mismatched dart for Sally Kelly. Will she get another? Will it be going to Yelena? Bull for 32. Oh, drilled it too.
Fired it in there.
Another one of those.
3 doubles.
Oh, no.
What a look. All right. Sally, 13 for double 16. That's the routes. Double late now.
And no, clicks up. That's now another couple mismatched darts for her. And Yelena, she drilled this double eight. You have to think she's going to get a good look at this here.
Yeah, you see her shaking her head. I don't know why. She's about to win this match.
Got tougher now. Pressure's on. And no, it doesn't go.
Yeah, that first one was so nervy. Sally's got to start over with the setup, though. Yeah. I just had a feeling. I just had a feeling that it wasn't going to go smooth this time around.
Oh, no, she won't even get a dart.
She's not even going to get a
And
dart.
she's not even going to leave it on a double either.
Oh, my.
Some heartbreak for both at the end of the leg. Whose heart will be mended? Right back to Sally Kelly. 5 for double 4 is now the shot.
Yeah, and these big singles just keep getting smaller and smaller.
Oh my goodness.
Yelena at least does not have to set up. Again, coming to the board, shaking her head. Very surprised by that.
But a collected attempt there, very different from her last couple of rounds of the double. And Sally quick to extend the hand and congratulations for what is a good win. You can see she's still shaking her head. You got the win. I don't know if she knows that yet, but you did get the win there. Don't shake it too much. That was a good find, and congratulations on making it to the seat. We will see that there in just a bit, but right now we still have a top 4 match going on, and Jeff Springer trying to go for a 2-0 lead against Low Red John Sterling.
There we have it. 1 apiece.
Now, of course, we did get a chance to talk with Springer briefly, and I won't spoil it, but we filmed a video with him that I'm excited to see come out. It was just fun to watch. That's all I can say. So after this, we will get the seat match of the women's and the remainder of the top 4 of Kevin Luke versus John Husman, as they're just getting now called up to the board. We'll say we don't. We try to let the brackets flow where they flow. I purposely made sure that both Husmans were not playing at the same time out of respect for them. Because they were both in the top 4 and they were both ready at the same moment.
Yeah, I'm sure John appreciated that. Like I said, there was some good support there for Yelena as she came through that tough one.
That is a straight up stance for John.
Yeah, he's not taking advantage of his heights whatsoever there.
He does have the Sasquatch on the back though, so I do have to appreciate that. Jeff Springer, a very talented player, man. I mean, this guy, if you've never watched him before, especially because, again, you know, we have been on the West Coast last tour, so it's nice to be back out here. For those unfamiliar in the BullShooter audience, I mean, he's found quite the accomplishments in his career, especially over on the CDC side, right?
Yeah, he's played extremely well, qualified for some international stuff. Yeah, very, very good player. Yeah, we just quickly chatted, talking about how close this tournament is to him, being able to sleep in his own bed, which for West Coast dart players just doesn't happen very often, especially for larger events.
So he's probably thinking, I have no excuse. I'm getting a nice, comfortable sleep. I am saving money, eating out of my own kitchen. I got to be ready.
Yeah, and he's putting on much better leg here, almost 2 marks a turn higher than we saw in that previous leg.
Well, he's a man for the camera. He was annoyed that the other leg wasn't there on camera, and now he's showing off. As we've come to find out after interacting with him more and more. Here we go, going into the 0-1 leg. A good point here for John, though, because he did win the 1 cricket leg. It's going to get the start. Not as detrimental of a position. Because, again, when you're coming off somebody dominating a leg like that, it's easy to kind of lose some steam in your dart game. We have to level set with double-double. It's about getting those that first start in and at least 2 good singles like we saw there from John. But Jeff's going to play a little more fiery than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it smells a little blood in the water, I think, after a really good cricket leg. John is, like, just unsettlingly straight up and down.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously a high-caliber player to get to this point in the bracket. Looking at John Sterling's run, a 3-0-1 over Lakota, and then a 3-2 win in last leg decider against Carson Brinson. So has had a good performance to get to this point.
Yeah, 3-0 winning in the decider. I mean, certainly.
Darts are placing quite well on the board if he's missing, and like he keeps getting a lot of top wires. You lean down a little bit, it would probably be not on the top wire. It'd be a little bit lower. Springer gains a little bit of ground with that saving last dart.
Yeah, not quite where you'd want to be here in this leg. But a little bit of breathing room there after that turn. Got at least 6 darts here from 225, and he is going to poke a pretty big hole in there with a nice 140.
Yeah, it's a good position, especially when you're on match point. That dart was thrown before the turn changeover. A little bit of an error here.
Yeah.
Especially with it being a good dart at that.
Yeah, buried it.
That is unique. That is something I have not seen before. Someone hit a 180. It's the closest to a 180 floor I think we'll get onto a soft tip board here, I feel.
Yeah, that was just like, I'm so used to soft tip players doing like a phantom dart that I didn't realize like he was actually going to throw it. Treble 18, could be 20. He does go 20 for double 5. Oh, and he gets it. Look at that.
Fiery.
He saw what that meant to him. He did not want to go to a decider.
Yeah, no, he did not, and gets it done in clinical fashion there from Springer. And now coming up next, Kevin, Luke, John, Husman. They did not get underway yet, so they're about to get there in just a moment. Looks like we're waiting on Mr. Lucomania here. So in the meantime, we will go ahead and get a quick moment before getting into that next one. As once Kevin Luke is there, we will be on our way. Then we'll be getting the women's seat, the level 1 seat, and then we'll probably be jumping into some finals here. So don't go far, folks. Nick Teixeira, Gordon Dixon on the mic. We'll be back in just a moment's time. Here we go, another top 4 matchup, and a good one at that. Let me tell you, Kevin Luke taking on John Husman, and what should be a battle. I mean, we mentioned there was like a handful of names that stood out. It was Kevin Luke, John Husman, Jeff Springer that we were all kind of talking about. I threw Christian Broussard in that hat as well, but Kevin Luke, John Husman facing each other off. Jeff Springer waiting in the seat already. This is kind of what we expected to see to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, when you come to the West Coast, especially Seattle, these are kind of the names that are going to stick out almost every time. So you'll notice these guys are very familiar with one another. So not surprising that we're going to see a little banter in addition to some good darts here.
Yeah, I love to see it here, and I'm curious to see how this one will actually play out, just because Kevin's going to have high expectations of backing up his performance. We saw a month and some change ago, almost 2 months ago now. He's going to want to try to replicate the results, and it's his hometown advantage, right? It's his local playground.
Oh, yeah, well, and I mean, if you won on the stage that he won at, this is something that he would expect to do well in. Whether or not you can expect to win, because I think some of these like more local tournaments sometimes are tougher, just because everybody that's here probably knows Kevin and probably can. There's no oh my gosh, it's Kevin in any of the matches.
Sure, but I will say conversely, if you're, a Husman or a Springer or one of the other, Josh or Edson or Lee still remaining in the bracket as well, I mean, you're thinking, I want to beat the guy that's the ESPN champion. I want to beat the reigning champ. It's an extra target that gives you an extra motivation, maybe not pressure.
Well, and I mean, I know John stepped away for a little bit, but I mean, he's got plenty of experience, and Jeff especially, I'd be very surprised if he had any of those kind of thoughts any more than he has in any dart tournament or any dart match where he just wants to go in and win.
Oh, look at this from Husman. Tries to set it up all the way down just in case the 113 does not go. Mr. FKL, now rebranded to Lucamania, will get a dart at tops. Doesn't go. Your son's in chat, by the way, if you're curious.
No.
A little bit of a blunder on the first.
Yep, he's still going to get a dart. And he does find it. Cleaned it up.
Textbook.
Shake of the head there from Kevin.
You see Yelena watching along back there. Makes sense. It's a little role reversal, and sure we'll see the similar thing in the seat matches if Johnny gets to that point, as Yelena is going to be happy in her position. You mentioned it. Top 4 do qualify for the invitational shootout. Kevin Luke, as a top 4 finisher in the last one, does automatically requalify, so he's already up. He's there.
He's in.
Also means Jeff Springer locked in his spot with his win.
Now, do you know, has he qualified in the past?
He hasn't, at least the last 2 that I've been around for. The first 2 I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, sure.
Good back and forth battle so far, but Kevin in control with his positioning. 1, 2, and here's the punch.
Good final dart. Up 90 now. And really needs to fill up this 18. Transfer that pressure.
He agrees. And does so. Finds it with a big 3 in the bed. Can I say while Will's here in chat, and I'm not kidding you, the first person I saw that was not an interactive staff member said hi, Will, to me. And they were earnest. And they said, and I didn't correct them. I just let it fly. And then they said it again, still let it fly. And then they said, oh, you don't remember my name? And I said, apparently you don't remember mine. So, love being out here in Seattle. Great people.
Oh, John doesn't take a swing. Continues to stay on the 18.
I think that's a mistake.
Up a leg in that spot, 100%. And not loving the body language from Kevin Luke. You can see he's getting frustrated with all the triples that continue to go in for John. Never really understand this mindset.
He doesn't stay. It was a decent position dart on the first. Instead, he goes back to pad a little bit more. But again, leaving an opportunity for Kevin. Now he does have to go trip before he can swing with the point lead. He only needs a 5 to regain it overall. There's the trip. He's playing tight. We got Mike Croning in the chat commenting along, hanging out with us. Thank you for tuning in. Chris Anderson. A long name I can't pronounce. Debbie, Derek, and a bunch of others watching along. Thank you all for tuning in and giving us your support. We're excited to have you all here with us.
John kind of turning this one over after kind of working himself into a pretty good position. Needs a treble. Doesn't happen. So, again, reopening here for John if he can go back to those tripling ways.
I think John's got to get just a little bit aggressive here.
Oh, and he's throwing it a closed number.
Yeah, no. Complete blunder. You can see Kevin's realized that he's not going to say anything. John's moved all the way over to find the angle. I mean, if anything, you're at least happy that you only wasted it on a 1 mark, but it's a complete blunder. You can't afford mistakes like that. And that, yeah, he didn't even realize.
He still didn't realize it.
Yeah, no, there's a type of mistakes that you just can't afford to do in a matchup like this because all of a sudden in a situation where you could have absolutely gained control, closed the 20s, and gotten the point lead, now all of a sudden Kevin Luke is 1 bull and a trip 15 away from having this be 1-1.
Yeah. Not like earth-shatteringly shocking or anything, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how John recovers. Now, this is a best-of-5 match, so lots of time to kind of erase that from the memory. He's going to get to go first in the next leg, but this one was well within his reach to go up 2-0.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not that it should define the rest of your match. You're going to have to play like a goldfish, forget about it, and move on. But there's going to be a small part of you that thinks, man, I had the opportunity right there to pretty much break 2-0.
Well, that's
leg.
the part. That's really the thing you got to get out of your head.
Easier said than done, though.
See, John's the one shaking his head now.
To be fair, Yelena shook her head and won the match.
Yeah.
The Husman methodology, baby.
Very, very true. Very true.
But with him being a savvy veteran, I don't expect that to linger too heavy for too long. That leg's now over. I don't think that's going to stay in his cognition much longer.
Well, if Kevin comes up with a big shot at the 20, it'll continue to compound.
My favorite kind of interest. Does find a 7 to get things going, and you can see Kevin kind of was a little bit slow to the groove, and John early to the jump. It's now starting to shift the other way around. Interesting.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that one?
No, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. One apiece. Now Kevin's got to find 2 beds. or as he does, go to the 17 to find a playground of his own.
6 mark on the 19s leaves the score tied. He won't regain the point lead now, and does close on the last hour. He's playing a little thermonuclear here, it seems.
Little bit even more aggressive than that, though. I mean, he's basically counting on
That.
Yeah, Kevin not being able to close 2 numbers, and him getting a full whack. So he's got to hit at least 7 here. Oh,
You can tell that dart was pulled down. Amazing recovery.
Wow.
That was a needed recovery after that shaky first start.
yeah. That was, man, that took a lot. And Fat 18. So now it'll be the trading of hero shots, because I can't imagine if he goes 4 15s, he doesn't take a shot at the 16. Oh, 6 15s. Have to imagine he takes a swing. He does not find it. You see the gritting of the teeth. He knows Kevin is the type of player that jumps on these certain situations. Okay, there he does and finds it. You see a shake of the head.
But game darts available here. Double for the 16s. Not going to happen. So Kevin Leake has an opportunity now to be the one breaking throw. Admittedly in a 1-to-1 position, not as detrimental. Leaves it 4-3 for Mr. Lucamania to go ahead and take this leg.
Yeah, needs 3 bulls.
It's 3 bulls.
Brings it up. He'll get it started, and Mr. Husman will start the leg to tie us up.
This is the defining moment, though. How do you start this leg? Will there be an early separation? Will it be a race to the finish line? Be a decent opening.
Yeah, I'd call that maybe a bogey. And that is a birdie.
A double and a good trip makes all the difference. Again, you want to be in that like 80 to 120-ish range on the openings here. That's going to be the ideal targeting. Of course, you want it all, but if you do something like that, you'll be fine. Although this recovery will do quite nicely.
That helps. That helps the team. All forgiven if Kevin fills it up. He does.
With a little point to the side there. He wants to get this done here and now, but it's still going to be at the will of John Husman so far, who has to defend his position. No matter what, minimum is leave a finish in this position. If you don't do it, you might as well be out, and that's what it feels like right now. No finish in sight, and now Kevin Luke can guarantee the first look at a out. Fishing for at least 100 will leave a good combo. Might be better. Slightly better.
Oh, he did snap. I thought he scored 66. I thought there was 2 triple ones.
He does not want that bad voodoo.
Big setup shot here. John doing the right thing. Got rid of that 18. Single treble finish. If he gets a shot. Kevin missed from 113. Get another shot at the double 20, and he buries it.
Reminiscent of his performance there in the ESPN stage. That doubling efficiency was very kind to him, as that's a good win there.
Yeah, and you see what it means to him. That was no gimme. John certainly pressed him there. Jeff Springer waiting in the king seat match there. we'll see if John can come back through, and we'll probably see another matchup between him and Springer, or him and Luke on that the losers.
Well, no matter what, we will get that Kevin Luke Jeff Springer match. But first, we have to get another Husman into the mix. We got to get Yelena Husman back up against Rhonda Mader here for the women's singles queen seat. We will then go on to see Kevin Luke and Jeff Springer in the level 1 seat. We'll go back for that women's final and then back for the final of level 1. It's going to be how that roadmap's kind of looking right now, folks. So don't go far. The ladies are already on their way over. Yelena needs to probably take a deep breath after watching that tight matchup, and we'll be back in just a moment here with more action. Nick Teixeira, Gordon Dixon, and the team. Don't go far. Here is the queen seat match here at the Seattle, Washington BullShooter Regional on the 40th BullShooter World Tour. Nick DeShera, Gordon Dix on the call for Yelena Husman and Rhonda Mader, and what should be a great matchup from what we saw from these ladies so far.
Yeah, excited for this one. We saw Yelena come through a tough one, and same thing with Rhonda. Getting the benefit of a little strategy blunder, but nonetheless, she came down the board, hit the double, and here she is in that women's final.
Yeah, no, and it should be interesting because, of course, Sally and Mesa both felt like they had good opportunities, and they both won 2-0 in their respective 5th-6 matches. Currently going up, Sally Kelly up 1-0 in that 4th-place matchup. All 4 of those remaining ladies in the bracket all think that they have a good chance of taking home the title today. It's going to be about who pulls together the right form at the right time that makes the difference here. I think that's a fair claim for all 4 of them to make from what we saw so far.
Well, and honestly, it makes for good streaming.
You can say good TV. We'll round up. It's okay. We'll take it.
Come on, you've done TV now.
I was scared the entire time. Do you understand how intimidating it is to sit next to the Gordon Dixon?
I mean, I could only imagine.
You should try it sometime. Sit next to yourself and give it a rip.
Good last there, but large lead for Rhonda.
Yeah, Rhonda's going to be very happy with her positioning. She is going to have a good couple darts. She's going to tee this up perfectly as well with a 119. And Yelena has to leave a finish and hope for a blunder on the check. 150 for 161 is how you would do this in 6. That's a good start. You'd think with that placement on the bottom there, she had a good opportunity to make that work. Still finds a low ton, but again, asking for a favor at this point in the leg. Double 8.
Oh, outside. So, little bit of life. We've seen Rhonda clean up quickly.
Such a unique action there for Yelena. I think especially seeing it on this other board here with the camera angle, you can see a little bit more of that arm motion. It's definitely a multi-stage moving up and down type of movement.
Oh, just a bit inside. Double 4. There it is. 1-0.
Yeah, solid win there. Rhonda once again showing her savviness on the 0-1 legs. The cricket leg is where we saw Mesa get the best of her in her previous streamed appearance. And Yelena wasn't far off the margins once she got going in the leg. She was just a little slow on the jump. She holds it to almost the side of her eye, brings her arm down to position, and then kind of like throws it from the shoulder area.
And then underneath the chin.
Yeah, or underneath the chin. That's probably a better way to describe that. I'm curious, because you always like see some of these different unique dart throws, right? You always wonder, like, I wonder how that developed, right? Like mine, I always get all the time with my wind up. You got to see when we played in Ohio and a few other times. You're like, why does that happen? I was like, it just started happening one day when I was a youth player, and I just rolled with it. But sometimes you just see, like, and people have very specific reasons for stuff like that.
Rhonda already in a good spot here. Take this match 2-0. How's the 3rd place or 4th place match shaping up here? 1 apiece. So in a decider between Sally Kelly and Mesa Huertas.
Love it. You see a great comment here from Eric Grimm saying, I thought the men and women were playing together this year. Well, they still can, and that is still absolutely an option. But hold on. That was a great shot there. Lasser got a little excited, but this is a pretty much done, dusted position almost in this matchup. So we, after popular demand, we now have on Friday night the women's singles still available, where the women can choose to play in either the open leveled bracket or they can play in the women's singles brackets. So exciting new addition here. Be able to still highlight the women's game, give them the opportunity and their competition. Again, we heard those loud voices of the community, and we realized, okay, let's go ahead and make sure we're bringing what you're asking for and trying to provide the best experience possible for everybody involved. Rhonda, 4.75 MPR and 315s and some bulls away from a finals appearance. 315. This is a clinical performance in this leg. No
wow.
notes.
Wow. Almost 4.5 a turn for Rhonda Mater.
She's made her way to the finals here in a second.
Ew.
It's so easy with that last name. Rhonda, I'm so happy you're here.
Keep wondering where Lightning McQueen is.
You know, Tow Mater is my favorite Disney princess. I count it.
I didn't know that.
It's always been my answer the handful of times I get asked about it.
Didn't know that.
Don't help anybody on Two Truths and a Lie with me next time, okay?
Nope. My lips are sealed.
You too, Internet.
All right. 2 bulls. Rhonda to take this pretty convincingly. 2-0. There it is. Winner, Rhonda Mater.
Yeah, and you can see smiles from Yelena, but that was a nice, tough performance. Again, the 0-1 leg had some moments there where Yelena was getting back into the mix, but came out too cold in cricket, and Rhonda was not messing around. As now coming up next will be Kevin Luke and Jeff Springer, and what should be a very enticing affair. And I love the energy they give when you'll see with these guys, man. They're going to celebrate some shots. They're going to let their feelings be known on how they feel. And we're excited to go ahead and check everything out. So we'll be back in just a moment here with more action. Don't go far, folks. It is time now for the seat match here in level 1, and what should be a thrilling affair. Some top-notch talents and some fiery personalities on our dartboard. Jeff Springer Jr. and Kevin Luke taking the stage. I'm Nick Chair, joined by Gordon Dixon.
Yeah, exciting to watch these guys. These are some of those matches that can really get away from you if you're not careful. And you see Jeff doesn't get in, and Kevin doesn't get into the third dart. I don't think we've seen either of these guys not score a double and at least maybe a triple.
Yeah, a little bit of unfortunate timing, but because it was succinct, the only one really damaged by it is Kevin in that position, right? Just thinking like I could have really punished. He's going to go ahead and make up for lost ground and immediately punches in a big 180.
Yeah, expect to see a lot of really consistent scoring from these guys after they get going. And they do. Back-to-back 180s. It's what we expected. I think it's what they expect of each other.
You know, we kind of teed it up. I mean, this is supposed to be fiery. This is going to be fiery. That's now 3 180s. And you can see him being relatively collected, but these guys, they're not afraid to give it some roar. They're not afraid to give it a little celebration, and they're not afraid to throw a little with pizzazz, so to speak.
Oh, needs a treble to leave a finish. Does find it. We saw Kevin finish from 101, but he's missed from 113. Oh, he's not going to get a look here.
Outside opportunity for Springer and what is just a hold of throw. Potential 15 dart leg. And it's not going to happen here, so he can only be on setup. He will go ahead and bring all the way down to double 10, but you expect Kevin Luke to go ahead and clean this one up.
Yeah, but 62 is goofy. You might only get one.
Well,
Gets 2. He does find it.
Does it get it done there with the treble 14 on the opening dart?
And you said, yeah, with the darts there, hold a throw. It really doesn't count in this kind of format where you get to go first after a loss.
Yep.
So what you're really looking for is a 2-0 lead. If somebody, well, in this case, Kevin's the only one with the opportunity, but if Kevin can get to a 2-0, then this break of throw really counts.
Yeah, it's purely superlative to break in the opening leg for the grand scheme of things, but it is a little bit of a statement piece. It's a little bit of a settler. Not to say these guys won't get settled into this matchup, but it's just that smidgen, that extra 0.05% that can sometimes add up to a total completed win. In this case, though, Jeff not paying much mind to it. Can tell he's finding some ferocity early on in this cricket leg. Kevin going to have to load up the 18s. With these two, it feels like one missed trip is the difference maker in the given turns one way or the other.
Yeah, I think both are expecting big things out of the other, so a little bit of a trip up somewhere could be the difference between winning and losing.
And Kevin's finding himself in a good fight back on the 16s. There was his mistake was not betting the 18s, which is not really much of a mistake when you find 6. Jeff, on the other hand, is he easing off the gas a little too much? Now a big opportunity for Kevin Luke. Only needs a 6 mark to have advantage, a 7 mark to have advantage with point lead.
Yeah, and just like that, the leg is on its head.
Kevin just goes ahead, takes the stab, and pulls a parachute right after. Jeff is going to be stuck pointing this turn. There shouldn't be a dart at the 16. What if a nosedive in the wrong moment?
Yeah, and another clean shot here for Kevin Luke.
Does take it on this moment, and now putting himself in a position for a potential 2-0 lead. 9 mark available here for Jeff. That is the good news about the early work you did in leg. Trip 15 would have gotten you a shot at the 16. Instead, you're now staying. And it looks like, yeah, it is in the trip. Okay. That's a big difference between being 2 points down versus a bull up, basically. Or bull and some change up. Sally Kelly does get the 2-0 win over Yelena Husman. We will see Sally Kelly versus Rhonda Mader in the finals after this.
A good shot there from Kevin. Taking advantage of that bigger number. Jeff just able to get the point lead.
Kevin has 6.17. Finding a great stride. There's the stab. Can he add the bull? He needs to find a trip to add the bull. Excuse me, he only to add 2 bulls. 3 bulls. Nope, I messed off. Don't mind me. Back to Gordon.
Jeff going to be in a bad way after this leg. Should probably find a treble 16. And he does. And that's if this man misses 3 bulls.
Doesn't seem keen to.
Oh, steady. Look at him. Ringing him up. Ringing him up. So the invitational winner. 2 up on Jeff Springer. Springer will start for the 3rd time. Looking for his first leg on the board. And this is an even tougher format because Jeff wins this one. And he's going to hand Kevin Luke the start in 501 without having to win a cork.
A gift I wouldn't be keen on giving.
Not at all. Moving around the board a little bit.
We'll wave to the camera as well. All right. We're watching before this match the 5th, 6th matches. John Husman does go ahead and get that win 2-1 over Lee Bingston, and a 2-1 win for Edson Reyes over John Sterling. Jeff, with the going first advantage, should be all right with his 20s and 19s. The problem is he had really 2 major turns where he could have gotten some pointing going on and just kept finding the wires, kept finding the wrong spots that let Kevin get back into it. You would feel like he had his opportunities, and he knows he's not out of this matchup, even if he does have a lot of work to do. But Kevin doing some bossing around.
Yeah, and Jeff's throwing at doubles. And missing the board.
You know how we feel about doubles in cricket. Only cool if it goes in. Otherwise, it's atrocious and never do it.
Ugh. Don't even get me started.
Here's the shot. And there. That last start looked a little funny.
Yeah, I always think Kevin rushes his 3rd dart, but his 3rd dart goes in. So
that's usually how it goes for it, right?
Yeah. So I can't even really argue with it. Jeff drops that one just a bit low. So
that's a complete blocker. You can see Kevin's frustration moving all along the line.
Oh, what a dart! What a dart!
Hack the 19 on this last and nails the double 19.
Buries it in there. You see him throwing his hands up. Same kind of scenarios we saw last time. Jeff going to try to make a comeback here on the 15s. And he doesn't snag the 16s. Pretty much every hero dart that Jeff's thrown is just not connected. And that's where the difference really lies.
I could not have drafted this up as a 3-0, but that's the direction it's going in right now with that 35-point lead going into the Bulls.
Yeah, 3-0 with Jeff starting every leg.
The continued frustrations. He round out the 16s. No, he stays on the bull, but doesn't grab it. And Kevin Luke now here can get it done and get his spot into the finals.
There's the double bull, and there it is. Kevin Luke 3-0 over Jeff Springer in the final.
And you can see giving a little celebration, and Jeff's all smiles about this, right? He's taking it very well. He knows, okay, I had some moments and didn't get the results. He's not going to go ahead and take that one to heart too much because he's going to feel like he has a good opportunity to come on back. But, of course, there is going to be some opposition in the way of that claim with either John Husman or Edson Reyes. We're going to see how that one plays out. Coming up right now is going to be Rhonda Mader and Sally Kelly in the finals of the ladies. Then we'll come back for the finals. Ladies. And we'll come back for the finals of level 1 here. And then we'll try our best to get the other levels as well. So don't go far, folks. My name's Nick Sherrill, joined by Gordon Dixon. Here we go. It is now time for the finals here of the ladies bracket here with Rhonda Mater and Sally Kelly going to be taking on the dartboard in what should be a great matchup. A matchup that we got to see a lot of these players individually, but not against each other as they're coming from opposite sides of the bracket. But Rhonda, if she performs like she did in that seat match, is going to be quite the handful for the incredible Sally Kelly.
Yeah, this will be an interesting one. We saw really maybe not peak Rhonda, but certainly the best we've seen Rhonda perform thus far. I said earlier on, not very familiar with her, but certainly had some chops after that win in the queen seat. Sally Kelly getting some get back over Yelena Husman. So all to play for. Sally, of course, has to double dip Rhonda. She's going to take this title.
Oh, and it's going to be a good matchup between these two. You have to think, again, Sally kind of not sure she was going to play today, buys a set of darts, is kind of going into this. You have to imagine that those factors have settled down quite a lot at this point if you're this deep into the bracket. And you're going to be closer to the mentality of, okay, I need to just play my game, settle it in, and really hope to be the best on the board.
No finish for either of these ladies, so set up shots here. Rhonda does a great job getting down to 120. Sally going to need a couple of bulls.
Now,
do it with 2 bulls, and now it's not going to happen. You see her backing off the shot. She knows it's not going to be able to leave a finish, so Rhonda's going to get at least 6 from 120.
all about staying true and comfortable. Good cleanup. Here's the bull.
Oh, my. What a shot.
I love what you. Again, not familiar with her. I'm going to be. She's throwing some pretty good darts, some really good shot selection. There's a lot to like in her game.
Yeah, very, very clean. Very quick to the treble 17. So double 17. Clean up this first leg and go 1 away from the title. She whips it right in there.
Yeah, the one note we had in her game earlier was that her 0-1 was strugglesome on the amount of double attempts she was taking. If she stays with that level of efficiency there, this is going to be quite the dangerous situation. If we even get to another 0-1 leg, it's up to Sally Kelly on that front. And again, don't want to count her out. She has shown some ferocity in her career of traveling to tournaments.
Yeah, she'll definitely want to press this to at least the third leg. But, man, is that what Rhonda is going to allow? I feel like these ladies are living in Rhonda's world.
To be honest, it's an intimidating world. She is playing some fierce stuff.
Yeah, 6. I mean, it's only one shot, but 6 marks after the 4 from Sally to start.
Even that 4 performance we saw in the last cricket league we saw her play in.
Yeah, it was almost 4.5 after 7, 8 rounds.
Yeah, it's convincing stuff. Definitely finding these 19s. Does do the switch up, but doesn't collect.
Okay, up a leg, playing aggressive. Don't hate it.
Awkward spot. Yeah, there was no visibility on those last couple darts.
Yeah, it looked to me that last dart just looked as fat as could be, trying to just score again. And look at this from Rhonda. 2 treble 19s, takes a whack upstairs.
If you're Sally, you're trying to do anything you can to weather the storm in this moment, right? You're trying to not go 2 and out in this final, and much to the point of Rhonda forcing that position. It's not really that Sally's done anything that I would say like that's wrong or well off. No, instead it's just a very inspired performance from Rhonda.
Well, and again, I mean, how many times does she have to do it before we just realize that this is how Rhonda plays? What we saw earlier was the outlier.
That's a great way to put that. But of course, Sally's going to try to lean in on the years of experience in the competitions, traveling around. I mean, I have to imagine, and I travel quite a lot. I travel about 20 events a year. I got to say, her Sky Miles have to be through the roof.
Oh, my gosh. 17, 19. Gonna stay on that 18. Doesn't find it. Now Rhonda's got 2 numbers. A 49-point lead. And she's gonna take Sally's number.
How dare she? She does it with such efficiency, just the classic 1, 2, 3. First star kind of goes wide, and she stays right over there. I love not chasing the triple in a position because being calculated right now can lock in this win. Rhonda gets a 3rd number up. I would wager to say this might be locked and loaded and over.
Yeah, this one... I mean, we're going to see some great darts if this one's going to go.
Oh my goodness!
And it's just we're still going to see great darts. We're going to see great darts from Rhonda Mader.
Made her way to the championship in a second. The big trophy on the other side. This is a great thing to see.
See the frustration there from Sally, just not able to hang with Rhonda. He's a double bull away from cleaning it up. Only finds 2.
And Sally was battling quite a lot at the start of this leg as well. Rhonda just stayed in this gear this whole time. 2 talented players, but one shining strong.
Oh, and I think Sally thought she was going to be at least able to push that bull, but 1 bull for Rhonda Mader for the title. And there it is, Rhonda Mader, your singles ladies champion, level 1.
An inspired performance from her, one that I was very happy to see, and I'm sure she's very happy to produce, you would have to think.
What was it, Lewiston, Idaho?
Yeah, that good memory.
Lewiston, Idaho's own Rhonda Mader.
Well, there you go. Well, let's go ahead, and we're going to take a quick moment here. We're actually going to go ahead, because the level 1 is not quite ready for their final. We're going to take a peek at the level 2 final of Jeff Leonard and Andy Deng, and then go back for that level 1 final there, as there you haven't started that 3rd place match. They just got called up for that 3rd place match. So that'll be going on our side view as well. So we'll be back here in just a moment, as you can already see that 3rd place match getting warmed up. That's going to be Edson Reyes taking on Jeff Springer. But I'm looking forward to seeing this. So don't go far, folks. Nick Sure, Gordon Dixon on the mic. It is finals time once again here for our time in Seattle, Washington. Our level 2 finals. Looking forward to seeing Jeff, Leonard, and Andy Deng take each other on the dartboard for our little peek here at a split bowl open-in double-out format, cricket 0-1. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Jeff Leonard has the seat with a 2-0 win over Jeff Post. Andy Deng's going to have some work to do.
And this is for a spot in the Invitational.
That is correct. First place in level 2 does get a spot. And Andy wasting no time starting off with a 180 to get things ripping.
Yeah, and we are 2 out of 3 here in level 2. So a little bit quicker.
Jeff threw his first start before the turn changeover happened, it looked like. You can see Andy explaining things over there. A gentleman I'm very familiar with. Go way back. Met him at a dart tournament in Las Vegas all the way back in 2018. And I've been friends ever since. One of those guys that identifies as like an ambassador of the sport, someone that helps get leagues going, helps train up players on how to get involved, and actively supports the different efforts going around. And love to see a little visitor from Canada over from that Vancouver area.
Nice steady ton for El Jefe. Not quite what he wanted after the 180, but he's back in it now.
And doesn't get quite to a finish, but would require a big fill up here from Jeff to go ahead and make up that difference. You can see he's starting that dart as soon as that board changes over. But this is the shot he needs. No, doesn't get it on the last, but does at least make up the ground.
Yeah, a little bit of parity here. So Andy does still have the darts, but we'll probably need to go out in 6 here. Nice steady ton, leaves him a 2-darter. Oh,
and once again, he did it. We're seeing a reoccurring theme out here.
Yeah, strange.
But he hits the button. That's a debatably much needed 60 points in this position. If 97 doesn't go, 64 and 124, very different checkouts.
Taking a step back. Oh, buries it. What a shot. Nice 2-darter.
And there's a 1-0 lead for Andy, who lost in the second round to Jeff Post, who finished 3rd in this bracket here after getting a bye. He also then went on the loser's side of the bracket to win out against Skip Perkins, Jared Heskind, and then got revenge on Jeff Post in a 2-0 win. As that's going to be a 9 mark to get things going here for Jeff Leonard.
All thrown after the board changed.
He's starting to learn.
Let's call that a W.
You know, and it's important to note, like when we go to different places where we don't typically are, maybe people are used to different kinds of dartboards, different types of darts in general, if they are steel-based players as well. There's certain little idiosyncrasies that can make big differences.
Yeah, Jeff dangerously close there. Again, the treble 19 falls after the board changes.
Gonna be important to note. It sounds almost like we're clowning a little bit, but it's not just Jeff that's done this today on the stream. We saw that earlier with John Sterling, and right here it happens again.
Yeah, the first time, I get it. I just like you're in the finals. Like this isn't the first.
Yeah, it's not. You've been playing all day.
Yeah, that's the part that I find strange.
Or he's been handicapping himself this whole tournament and doing this run.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
That's the complete baller version of the timeline. He's like, I only need 2. There you can see a little bit more patient on the Aki.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, you don't necessarily have to throw any slower. You just approach the board. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I struggle with soft tip as well. But it's because I'm standing there waiting for the board to flip over, not because I'm standing there throwing the darts and they're not counting.
Well, and that's why I'm a big believer of like not paying too much attention to what my opponent's doing. Is that's another dart in that case. Wow, that's incredible. That's 4 darts now just in this matchup. But that's why I'm a big believer of like having my back turned to the dartboard there, and I hear the changeover noise, and that's when I turn around half the time.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna look at the ground, and when your feet move, that's when I move. Well, that doesn't work.
Not the same.
Yeah, it doesn't work in.
It could work. You just have to stand further away. That's actually.
Yeah, that's. I have to stand 12 seconds further back.
That's an official measurement from Gordon Dixon. Stinger does go ahead and get that win, so he will be meeting for a rematch with Kevin Luke in the finals after this match concludes. You want to shout out in level 3, as this is a big shot coming in from Andy. Does find a big 9. But Jerry Clemmer does go ahead and secure the seat for the level 3, so congratulations over there. Currently waiting on the who will return, which will either be John Gooden, Henry Perkins, Lindsey Van Cleek. Then level 4, currently in the seat match, Jim Roberts taking on Austin Serrano.
Oh, Andy close to getting both corners there. So just like that, Jeff in danger of going down 2-0 in this first set.
And it is only a race to 2, so, I mean, that's a full set loss. Needs to focus on the cleanup. Don't get too greedy for that triple in this position. Does still stay on it, but does go ahead and convert quite well.
Yeah, I like the board management there on the third, though. That was definitely a safe dart.
Another dart thrown. That's 5 now.
You see, like, even Andy's back there shaking his head. And it'll flip over because he scored the miss.
And he's not going to waste any time. You can see that little grin on his face as he was throwing that the third. He knew that was going. So that's the first set done, and they're going to go ahead and get right back into it here. Andy Deng just 2 legs away from getting the double dip completed. Jeff Leonard going to get himself settled. You can see, I think right there, I think that's the conversation that's happening in the background. Hey, take your time, slow it down. You're hitting just fine. Because if his darts were going, I think I'm not saying that those specific darts missed would have made the difference, but I think the mentality of not having to think about that anymore might have made the difference.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how this next set goes. I think Andy closer on that, or Jeff closer on that one. He's going to get us started. He will not have to wait for the board to change over.
That's the real reason to
shot.
win. The diddle, right? Is that the motivator? You have full control of the no player change? And he wanted to start off with another 180 like he did in the first leg. We'll settle for 100. Oh, here it goes. He's still doing it. I was afraid he's going to have 2.
He was definitely about to have 2.
That's the second time. That time he punched. You can't punch it in that time, right? Pretty sure you're not supposed to punch it in if it's thrown in between.
No. Yeah, Andy needs to take a step back here and go get an official.
Well, you can see gentleman in the background aptly pointing out, pause that timer. Let's go ahead and reset. We're going to get a ruling. From my understanding, and I am not the a tournament official per se, but it has to be when the dart is actually, when it's your turn. If anything is thrown after, it's just like if your dart was scored and seal, once the moment it's scored and it falls out of the board, it doesn't matter if it was already written down and scored. Same thing, anything that happens before that player change is not during your turn.
Yeah, and that just really sucks because it puts Andy in a really crappy position.
Yeah, and you can tell Andy's not the one that wants to be a hard line on that rule. But admittedly, this is a very avoidable thing. It's just take that extra second, look at the board state before you set up for the throw. Yeah, very unfortunate.
Yeah, no, well, and I think Jeff was misled. I think that cat behind him is the one that convinced him that was actually legal.
Yeah, agreed. I do believe so. I think when we assumed he was saying, "Hey, slow it down a little bit," instead he was actually saying the opposite. Like, no, keep doing it.
Yeah. Like, hey, dude, just punch that in the next time it happens.
But to get right back into it, they're not going to waste any time. And the biggest thing is to not let the pacing change up affect you, right? Just get right back into the mix. Jeff's in a good spot. Again, taking that extra moment. Hitting quite well. Going to tee this up. Tee it up quite well with a 177. So we've already seen now one from Jeff and one from John Sterling earlier. Two different 180 floors effectively in soft tip.
Yep.
Incredible.
So double 10. Oh my gosh. Incredible. He did it on the. I really like this.
This is unique.
This is very unique.
Andy's not. I think it's starting to affect Andy a little bit. Like, I don't know if he's starting to think about it a little bit too much or if it's the adrenaline dump from earlier. Even there, that dart didn't make it to the board at the right time. But there, Jeff doesn't get it. Goes ahead and hits the button. Andy just not in a position to contest this leg after having a decent start. He's going to have to recover after the little confusion from earlier.
Yeah, honestly, he's not winning the leg, but the other thing that this is doing is letting Andy kind of calm down from the little break that they did have.
And you can see the little head shake there and the adjustment of the glasses as Jeff does go ahead and get leg number one here and puts himself on match point. I think you're right. I think getting that little extra moment here was probably very important for Andy, who was honestly riding a big momentum wave. Starts off with a 6. Going to be fine with that.
Yeah, going to want to definitely push this one. I see Jeff not even addressing the board this time. And it really hasn't been that Jeff has played poorly or like this was some type of a stall. Like, it's just very strange. Like, it doesn't seem like it's a tactic.
No, I'm definitely not getting any reason to feel like it's intentional at all. Like, but you also write in your other observation, like, this is deep in the bracket for this to be happening this consistently.
And there we see he finally pays attention and pulls back down after about to throw before. perhaps the rest of the day they were just allowing him to punch in. Like that's the only thing that makes sense.
But he wasn't punching in his own darts until that one conversation there either.
If this was the first match of the day, that's one thing. But this being the final,
maybe because it's the final, he's trying to like get more into a rhythm. Like right there, that's another one. And it's not even in too inviting of a position. He still makes it work. That's like his third 9 mark that hasn't counted properly. Not to the board's fault. Yeah. Interesting. Cleanup here for Andy. Needs to grab 2 16s. Oh.
Do not like that board management, but sneaks in the double. So we're working up to a deciding leg here that yeah, we'll see how this all plays out. Nice 4 bull.
I just gotta say, I could not have predicted what's been happening in this final, and I'm glad that we get to have such a unique experience here. As Andy's just gonna go ahead and put him in a safer position, making sure to have a clean shot at the
Here
bulls.
It comes. Yep.
There's a
double bull that doesn't count.
That time accidentally knocked. I think he realized he did. Yep, and you can see Andy just going to go ahead and back it up. And he's just trying to reset. 4 numbers should just stay straight on the bull unless it's severely blocked. Maybe a settler dart of sorts?
No, whatever Andy needs at this point, because like it's getting to the point where it's like whether it's being done intentionally or not.
No intention on remedying, as that's a 3 in the black. A beautiful shot, but just
yeah. Well, and again, just kind of plays into what Andy's been doing here. He's a little indecisive here on what he wants to do, but he does fire in the bull, take the second leg.
This is one of the strangest matches I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I saw somebody like at a very big soft tip tournament touch their darts when they thought they had the winning throw and ended their turn. And I was like, man, that's really crazy. I've probably never see anything like that again.
And then here,
and then here like on the 76th time of throwing the dart too early.
Andy does go ahead and get that diddle. It'd be very important here. And that's probably the biggest part about this whole thing is Andy gets an opportunity to settle himself, get the start here, and know that this is the leg that decides it all. The title on the line. Starts off with an 85. Low ground gained early.
Yep, finds a couple trebles. But Andy, the way he was hitting the trebles in that last cricket leg, feel confident.
This is the pressure leg. This is the moment, right, in the matchup where it starts to really sit on your mind. You know where you're at. You know you've almost completed the double dip, and you've almost completed the double dip under very strange circumstances. Jeff, when his darts are when he's going to the line at the right time, is collecting quite well.
Yeah, no, steady 140, 100. Now Andy has lost the darts. He's going to need at least 2 trebles. 2 big trebles. Does find him.
Great correction. This is admittedly also a very great standard for this level 2 matchup, too. These guys are definitely bringing some A performance.
A little bit of a stutter there.
Wow, and there's the opening. That's huge.
Yeah, that staves it. So 6 darts for Deng. Take out 205.
Gotta clean this up more.
Oh, my.
Barely gets to a finish. That is not what he drafted up. Completely hands the opportunity back over, you feel.
And Jeff finally waiting his turn. Oh, and he's going to find a couple of 555s.
Gets it to the 130 combo, the little fish, but now 164. He keeps putting that same spot on the 1. That first dart's getting dragged consistently. Andy has gone ice cold at the wrong time.
$130, 420s, and a double bull.
Doesn't even give himself an opportunity going that route unless he hit 2 trips.
This
is insanity. Now 142 has an opportunity, but Andy has to settle himself. The pressure is mounting. Finds the first dart. Stays there, and I like to stay, but just doesn't click.
Yeah, no, that's. I think that's the right shot in that scenario. Gets to a double 16. Jeff needs to wait.
Oh,
And now he's got double 12, and I gotta think this is going in.
oh my goodness! It doesn't. I can't
doesn't.
believe what's happening. Andy can't believe it. He thought it was over. Another dart thrown at the wrong time, and Andy Deng now has 32 in front of him for the double dip.
And Jeff throws his darts down as if there's anybody to blame. That was the strangest match I've ever seen.
Bar none, the strangest match. That there's so much more questions than answers. But you know what? I don't want it to take away from is the fact that you can see right there that they're still having a pleasant conversation, and that Andy completed a great run, and admittedly a very tough opponent. Good on him, and congratulations on the win and the invite.
Yeah, all of that. I'm gonna need a second now.
Yeah, there's a lot to process. So let's go ahead and give a quick second before Kevin, Luke, and Jeff Springer come up for the Level 1 Finals. So don't go far, folks. We'll be back in just a second. Nick Teixeira joined by Gordon Dixon. The flabbergasted duo will be back. It is finals time for level 1 and a rematch of our seat with Kevin Luke and Jeff Springer Jr. taking it on the Stinger Springer and Lukamania FKL Kevin Luke. I'm Nick Teixeira, joined by Gordon Dixon on the call for what should be an electric final.
Yeah, this one going 3-0 to Kevin Luke in the King Seat match. So Jeff Springer going to want to make sure that that doesn't happen again.
I got an insider scoop on this one because I saw Kevin after his seat win, and he came up to me and he's like, you know, I like Jeff, but everyone kept saying, oh, you got Jeff, he's going to get you, he's good right now, and I just wanted to prove that I could do it. So it sounds like he had a little extra fuel in his fire behind that win.
Well, he certainly did. He turned him over 3 times straight, by the way. Jeff started all 3 of the legs.
Jeff will not start all 3 legs in this matchup.
No, and Jeff just missed the last start there. Could have been on a 9er, and he may have needed it. After 9, Kevin Luke's sitting on 72.
Good position. Trying to go ahead and take it. Double top. Mission as ever. Kevin Luke has won 4 straight legs against Jeff Springer Jr. Now, if it's the 5th straight leg is when I start asking questions. Because you expect Jeff to want to have a little bit of a different performance here in this matchup. And I don't expect this to go another 3-0. I expect this to probably go the full distance in the first set. Or that last leg could be a coin toss. But prove me wrong, gentlemen. Or don't.
Well, and does this set the tone for the weekend too? Remember, we're just on Friday. So who are these guys playing with?
Who you think you are, I am?
Is this gonna be in the back of Jeff's mind if he loses 6 straight?
If I lost 6 straight to Kevin Luke, I'd be like, that makes sense. If Jeff loses 6 straight to Kevin Luke, he'll say, no, that should be closer to 50-50.
Well, yeah, I think it should come down to corks.
Yeah.
If I'm completely honest,
I would prefer that.
But yeah, Jeff pressing a little bit here. These are the kind of spots that Kevin steps in. He's gonna do it again.
Yeah, finds the 7, regains the point lead. It's 2 houses versus 2 houses. Jeff needs to be calculated in his approach. I will say when Kevin did talk to me about how he was motivated against Jeff, Jeff also kind of walks by in the distance. And I yelled across the dart hall, Jeff, he is talking smack about you right now. And then Jeff just looks at me and says, 35 seconds. And if you guys don't get that joke, you will in a couple videos.
That's funny.
So I think he's already feels like a winner. That probably helps the cause.
Oh, it's marking up those open beds. Would have liked to seen that down at the 19 to at least get 2. You see a shake of the head from Jeff. He's definitely pressing here.
Now this is a wide opening, right? You expect both numbers to get closed for Jeff. And Kevin can probably even pound on more points if he hits well. Good shot. That's a great shot. See Jeff's recovery, and he's annoyed. That's the reaction of a man that says, "Why is my timing so off?" Because when he's hitting, it's fine, but he's been having these big dips in between turns, and having moments where you would expect him to capitalize. He just isn't.
Jim Henry reminds us that these two played together the last time here.
We want to shout out Austin Serrano and Chris Slusher for their finals in level 4. Good luck to both of them. Tough last name, Slusher.
Chris, the cousin of my college roommate, Craig Slusher.
You knew a Slusher,
Oh, yeah.
and they did not work at 7-Eleven?
No.
I figured that's who works on Slurpee machines. A Slusher would be the official title.
A Slusher.
There's an opportunity for Jeff to try to close that distance down, but he's not going to get all the way there. So Kevin Luke, sitting at the 17s, has an opportunity to hit both corner pockets. Again, would be shocked at a potential 5-0. Not as shocked from this position. Kevin doesn't swing to the corner pockets. He normally would rip that pretty early, I feel.
Yeah, I think he knows he's got Jeff pressing. And in this spot, Jeff's got to continue to hit those trebles. And if any time Kevin can put in a first start triple, he can get a swing. There you see it.
So he's tagged up both of the corner pockets. Jeff now in a battle of attrition. There's two ways that this could go. You're right. He could continue to force him to keep pressing, or vice versa, give him time to figure it out and get back into position. But Kevin needs a 4 mark. Wow.
That is not how you shoot that shot.
Not at all. Let's Jeff right back into the leg. This is a must capitalize moment, though. 5 minimum.
Oh, wow.
Leaves it wide. Does find the trip on the last for a 30-point difference.
Yeah, still going to be up a bull regardless. Kevin Luke almost Leonard there.
Jeff Leonard, not Leonard Gates. Don't Leonard's like, what did I do? Just getting tagged in the comments somewhere. That's a 2-0 lead for Kevin. And you can see Springer kind of having a laugh about it, but
well, it's either that or cry a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so. And there again, another troublous start.
Yeah, like I said, I just having watched Jeff play as much as I have, he's pressing. Like, he does not want this to go 3-0, 3-0. Nor would I mean, I don't know what the odds would have been, but it would have been big. But a good shot there. Look at him. Hey, I did something.
With some back-to-back 9 marks. Maybe he really did just care about the speed cricket. Maybe that really is the answer.
Maybe that's where his head was at.
He came out here this week.
He's like, job done.
What's even better was he was supposed to be doing Golden Bowl, and then last second I was like, "Do you want to do a speed cricket?" Because Christian Broussard didn't get the. I saw you were eyeing a score a little bit there, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to do that one."
That's awesome.
Kevin to swing. Kevin does not find the trip 18. Again, this is a battling type position where Jeff needs to get into that flow, needs to get into that rhythm.
Well, and if it's just going to be an exchange of 5 marks, Kevin Luke's going to win it. At this point, he's got the bigger number. And 9er. Again, after opening with it, after Jeff only finding 3 20s.
Yeah, you got to feel for Jeff, but I can tell you for a fact right now with the extra motivation on the line here and both these guys being such notable talents, Kevin's not feeling too bad for him right now. He is going to pounce on this every single time and show why he is the current champion of the BullShooter Invitational Shootout. He's now 3 bulls away from 6 straight legs over Jeff Springer. Mentioned the betting odds. I couldn't even imagine. back into someone's parlay is making them a millionaire
With
right now.
Jeff going first.
5 of 6?
5 of 6, yeah.
Incredible. But Kevin here, I mean, this is still a masterclass league regardless of the rest of the matchup. And he doesn't quite finish the masterclass and does lead to an interesting moment here. So with 3 numbers, no shot available. Jeff needs to just stack as many bowls as possible. Hope Kevin somehow doesn't regain the point lead and then swings for all the numbers. Last start, unfortunate bounce out.
Yeah, that was probably not a single 14.
Game shot and the match. Kevin Luke with a clinical performance there against a shakier than expected Jeff Springer.
I don't even know. Do you say that? I mean, the guy's still. I mean, he was definitely pressing, which made early in the legs and in some important spots. Yeah, hats off, Kevin Luke, the BullShooter Invitational champion. Just showed why he's the man to beat.
And doing a little celebration there with it. But we have one match left for our coverage. Level 3 finals. It's going to be Jerry Klimmer taking on John Gooden in this last matchup. Again, level 4 currently playing right now. Chris Slusher, cousins of Gordon's roommate, up 1-0 against Austin Serrano. We'll be back in just a moment, folks, with more coverage here for our final match of our Friday night coverage here in Seattle, Washington. Well, here we go. One more match on the day, and it's Jerry Climmer taking on John Gooden, and what should be a Gooden of a matchup. My name is Nick Teixeira, joined by Gordon Dixon on the call. Gordon, final match of the day, level 3 finals. Looking forward to seeing this one.
Yeah, obviously, first look at these guys open, which is a brutal format for these guys. Anybody gets hot on these bulls, and it's going to be over before we know it. We got a bunch of initials up there. JJ taking on CIT.
I don't know what CIT stands for because it's not his initials.
I was debating on whether or not I address that because maybe his friend at home is like cracking up right now because he knows what CIT actually stands for.
Cricket is top. He's a big cricket guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, well, that's nice and clean.
Well, here's JJ going up. That's John Gooden. Let's go ahead and find a hat trick, and we're going to see this 501 open, Fat Bull, and then Cricket 501. So a little bit of a different format here for our different bracket. And you can see CIT going up to the 20s, leave a finish. Hits the 180 to leave a finish.
Okay. Okay.
You can see Gooden giving a big smile. I mean, that's what you got to do in that position, right?
Yeah. I mean, the idea that you can is pretty interesting in level 3, but we'll call it timing.
You can see he doesn't have too much of a drawback in his throw. Finds the trip 16. Gonna go for another. What?
What? But you did.
You were there.
I thought you knew what to with the, and then you, but then you didn't. You know, this might be the shortest stream that we've had.
In a hot minute, yeah.
But, man.
There's so many memorable moments.
Oh, my gosh.
But Cowboy in Training does go ahead and get leg number 1. He is up 1-0.
I mean, 146 goes trip 16, leaves 98.
In a fat bull out format, too.
In a fat bull out. And then swings to the trip 15?
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know. We're breaking your brain here, aren't we?
I always feel bad because I'm like, well, not everybody knows their outs, and certainly in level 3, you got to give grace on where they're out in their darting journey.
But sometimes it's got to make sense. Maybe it was a very nervy bull.
Maybe. Who's got the chair here? Jerry. Okay, the guy that hit the 180. Yeah, okay.
Welcome to Pacific Northwest Dart, says Jim Henry. Well, here's a great opportunity for Jerry to go ahead and cement control in this leg. Single 20 needed and some points. Grabs the points, grabs the single 20, moves along, grabs the 19, and this is a class performance right here.
Did these guys, they did not play. So Lindsay must have gotten beat by John.
They did meet earlier on the top 4 side.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
This is a pretty intense performance here.
This goes against all of our rules for final matches of the stream. They always go to a second set.
Wait, yeah, hold on a second. I didn't even think about that.
So I don't know what's going on here.
2-0 Sally, 3-0 Springer. Admittedly, Andy did go the full distance double dip, level 2. JJ with an opportunity. Does try to swing for some closes. I don't mind the 19 over the 18 there for that secondary dart, taking the higher advantage, the easier transition as well, and not getting baited into staying on the same number by staying for that last single if he went the 18 route. But here, 4 marks the question.
Yeah, the average is starting to come together a little bit.
That's an all or nothing dart. You went outside on that double, and you have to convert on that dart because that was the gamble paid off. Now Jerry just goes ahead and secures his point lead. You don't have a number when you return. This could hurt. And it's definitely a flesh wound of some kind. And that might be the match right there with an opening like that, just the way CIT's playing. Well.
2 blockers, goes up for points. Oh. Going to have to back that one up.
Does realize it, though. Quick to do the adjustment.
JJ not going to take full advantage. So Jerry Clemmer decides to stay on the 18s, goes over the 15s, doesn't find anything there.
Yeah, I almost wonder if he threw that first start for comfort and then gave up on the comfort and then didn't find on the rest.
Well, maybe he didn't realize, because I mean, sometimes you look at the scores in a tight game, and now it's 386 to 267, and in your brain you're like, oh, I'm only up by 20 points.
Oh, you're not putting the connection there.
I've definitely seen that, and I kind of understand that.
I'm still not over the 146 from earlier.
The 146, there was a guy that missed 8 darts that didn't count.
I tried to forget about that one.
I know. I'm going to talk about that probably tomorrow, too.
Probably for the next couple bits here. Incredible. There you can see Jerry frustratedly does finish that close on the 16s, but both of the players are kind of missing it. Sometimes when I'm struggling to close a number like that and my opponent's not hitting it particularly well either, I'm kind of one of the people that will just say, you can have it, and then go to the 15s and bulls. There you can see a good shot there from JJ, but just 3 collected bulls, and you'll have advantage going in, or 3 collected 15s going into the bulls. I'm taking 1.
Yeah, I don't mind this, though. I mean, this gives him the cushion. I probably would have left after the treble went in on the first dart, but yeah, just, again, you don't want to lose a match like this where you've played really well. You don't want to let it turn on one turn, so I get that shot.
Yeah, it's good positioning, right? It's putting yourself out of 9 mark reach, making your opponent feel all the pressure, all the onus of doing the hard work, putting it a little tighter than it needs to be. And this is a pretty class performance from Jerry Clemmer, who is looking likely to go ahead and get this 2-0 win. Let's grab just 1 bull. JJ is going to need to find all 6 here, hope for a miss, and then try to have an outside opportunity. This might be out of runway here, as we'll see Jerry Clemmer just need 2 bulls in hand and no thinking left. There it is, a class performance and a finals win for Jerry Clemmer.
Yeah, Jerry's going to be a handful in level 3 for the rest of the weekend, if that's where he lands. I know there's a new calculation each time.
Yeah, with the different partners, and then there's also adjustments from prior events. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that continues to develop with all these different players and names out here. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. As you can see, both Cherry and John, they were having fun no matter what.
Yeah, no, I love seeing that. That's a great way to end the stream.
That's the right note to end it on. Absolutely. That will do it for us here on that note. We will be live 11 a.m. Pacific tomorrow for our continued coverage with our Saturday cricket doubles. We will also be live for mixed triples with no commentary as well on twitch.tv. And then, of course, we have Sunday in front of us as well. So that normally this would be like we have final thoughts. Just rewatch the last couple matches of the stream, guys, and you'll know what our final thoughts are. Insanity here in Seattle, Washington, and we're going to continue to find out what insanity we can continue to bring to the table. Thank you all for tuning in. Get some rest, and we will be seeing you in the morning.